Okay, so where are we now then? So we are here. Yeah, so we're doing this now. If it doesn't do this, then we need to call one of our devs, right? We need to tell the lead dev to decide on, right? So let's bring in the lead dev. Fix. Oh, let's check whether the lead dev is on holiday or not. Lead dev is on holiday. If she's not on holiday, we can ask the lead dev to fix code. Yeah. Else, lead dev not available, so we need to ask Jason. So now we then check else if yeah dev is not on holiday, then dev can fix the code. If they're both on holiday, what do we do? What can we do? We will have to fail the release, right? Let's say release app can go successful or not, right? That should return Boolean. Yeah. And if that's the case, it will fail. It will fail here. So return. No, that's not correct, isn't it? If so, QA, he's not on holiday, then we can come in, QA test this, and immediately we can release the app and return true. Yeah. Else, if the lead dev is not on holiday, they can fix the code, and then if it's fixed, imagine that's fixed, then now it's returned true. Else if means, I mean, then this is not correct. Then else if goes here. We'll simplify this code, but just put it up, for the sake of it. I mean, seeing everything is working, right? Right. So else if dev one is not on holiday, they can fix the code and return true. Yeah. So the app can be released. If none of these are there, else bit come here, and we can return false because the thing cannot be successful. Then that was here, right? Else that means if QA1 is on holiday, we go to QA2, same stuff, right? QA2, and if he's not on holiday, we get an approval from the senior. QA1 test this if is passing. If the QA2 is passing, we can list the app and return true, of course. And then, but if it doesn't, imagine he cannot speak to any devs because he has no context to speaking to devs and like that. So it will fail here. Else that means so QA2 is not on holiday. That means this is Adam. He gets the approval. He tests this. If it's tested, then we can return. Else failing. So this if is for now QA2 is also on holiday, so that we can say return false, right? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, kind of, right? So when we want to release, we need to go through this, right? So it's kind of law of if checks and all that, right? Because I mean that's what they're doing and things like that. But the thing is, I mean, everyone is here in the company, and just to release the app, they're talking to each other, right? So we can also, yeah, the lead devs are coming in. So QA2, QA1 is testing, and if it's failing, they need to tell the lead dev. So how do we tell Rohit? This is Rohit, right? Rohit speaking to the lead dev, calling Nila and say, hey, look, can you now fix this code? So let's bring in that bit of dependency into this. So Rohit needs to speak up, so the Rohit is here. Rohit is here, so he needs to tell a dev, right? So he needs to know Nila. The dev as Nila, and what's the problem now? Property must be initialized. Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Nila is the lead dev, and he can tell Nila to do this. Yeah, function. She should. Yeah, she needs to call. Tell. No, ask. Fix. Some function. Yeah. So let's put that in here as well. So Rohit needs to, if he finds anything. So yeah, he needs to say, Nila. No, sorry, Rohit needs to say. No, our dev. It's a QA1. Dot ask to fix code. Yeah, because that's where he's in. So if he can test and if he passed the test, we can return. That means we are releasing the app successfully. If not, QA1 should ask to fix code. That is calling Nila and saying this, right? Which is here now. We just put it in. Yeah, here. So the Rohit will be calling the lead dev and say fix code. Yeah, because the lead dev as Nila, they are devs, so they fix code. Yeah, so we can wire it up like that, right? So okay, so far so good. Ask this, and it's on holiday. No, but then we don't need this, no, here, because QA1 is asking the guys to fix. Okay. So
This will
sorry. Yeah.
so
So
it will go inside that.
yeah, we can put this into this. Yeah, you're right. So we can put that check into this. Like, I mean, all this about who can do what, this and that, and they can give us a boolean. So if leaders on the one, okay, all right, okay. So we can bring in this to here, kind of. We fix the code. Nila should do all of these, but then you need to know the. Okay, fine. No. I think you should know your devs. So let's say dev is Jason. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So you ask dev to fix. If this is so that's fine. If you're not on holiday, you can. No, sorry, you can fix the code. Else, you check whether Jason is not on holiday, and you can ask him to fix the code, and so on, right? What's the problem now here? Oh, we're overriding this now. Oh, okay. Fix the code and return, right? So Jason, yeah, he always fixes the code. Yeah, he's a good dev.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we can now get rid of these because what's happening is, then yeah, we're delegating this. So QA1 ask our senior, who is the lead dev, to fix the code, and Mila takes care of it. And if you're not on holiday, you fix the code and say, hey, it's fine. Open the gate to release. Otherwise, you ask your dev, which is Jason, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it goes on like that, right? So yeah, so now if you see, so we need to do all these to, what is missing now? Return. Yeah. Oh, why is that? Okay, now because we didn't wire this up. Like, I mean, yeah, whether yeah, I didn't connect this together. Yeah, cool. Okay, so yeah, so now if we come back, right? So this is how we sort of want to get into. So if you want to release the app, we want a company to release the app. All this needs to happen, and then as you can see, people are starting to talk to each other, right? So QA1 testing, if not QA1, which is Rohit asking the lead dev, see that communication, yeah. Also QA2, no, if QA1 is on holiday, we need to tell the QA2. That is whoever is going to operate this should tell QA2. Let's say, okay, let's come later. No, that's fine. Yeah, the QA2. QA2 should now get an approval from a senior QA. Yeah. And this and that, right? So how do we simplify this code? Because the problem is it doesn't get into a mess, even though this looks like a pretty much a mess. But the people, we're not seeing much communication. Imagine, yes, scale this up to like, I mean, 1,000 people, 1,000 objects are doing something. Yeah. We're just only worrying about these at the moment, right? 2 QAs, a dev, and a senior dev. Yeah. But imagine there are a lot of them, and talking to things like that, making decision and what to do, where to talk, blah blah blah. That's quite this release process. What we are doing as a function here would definitely become quite messy, isn't it? Okay, so let's see. I mean, now how to bring in a mediator into this mix and see how we can, make this a bit more cleaner, manageable. You know. So now the thing is the mediator guy. We need a mediator, right? So let's say, he's the manager. Yeah. So we need a manager here to manage all this. Yeah. So we can just say the manager, we can just ask the manager, are we good to release? Right. He would then coordinate all this with the people he wants to get answer from. And then he will give us a thumbs up saying yes or no. Right. If he say yes, we are releasing. So we need that sort of person, right? So let's say we have a manager who we can say Charit. Charit is our manager, right? So now let's create the manager. So interface, of course, we need it. Manager. He would give us the final answer. Is all good with, of course, true or false. And now we're going to create that person. Charit, he will be the manager. So Charit will tell us everything is good or not. Right, this is what we're going to implement, right? Okay, let's keep him. So we have Charit as manager, right? Instead of doing all of this, if I just ask the manager guy, if the manager tells without this noise, it's all good, then I can release. Else, okay, sorry. this is, we need to answer it with the booleans as well, right? So we can say return true, else no question, return false. So we can make this cleaner out. Yeah. This is no. Well, how would you simplify this? We are saying return if manager is all good, true, else false. There's a simple way of, getting rid of all these. We can just say this, no? Yeah. Return whatever the manager is saying is good or not. And we can say if the manager is saying all good, he will of course say return true, but at the same time, let's put that println here, telling release. Yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. So whatever the manager is saying, we'll print it, right? So if it's all good, he will say release the app, and give us a thumbs up saying true. Yeah. So that's what the releasing the app process is going to be, depending on, So we don't need any of these. We can just ask the manager whether are we good to release or not, and the manager will answer it. Yeah. But now we need to bring in all that. This coordination should be in the manager, right? So the manager should know all of these people, right?
Mm.
So we'll push this into the guy who should manage all this, right? So they can go. We will only speak to the manager. The company will just speak to one guy. So this object is getting reduced now, right? So, and then we should also think, the manager should need to do the coordination, right? In a way that, I'm thinking even to get rid of these dependencies on these guys, whether Nila needs to do that communication or the manager should be taking care of that. Let me have a quick look on the book. What's he saying? He then says, yeah, my company, the manager is coming in. Manager is all good. Yeah. But then what did the manager do? So the book is saying, right, the middleman, the media design pattern, I'll read that for you, right? Media design pattern is simply a control freak. It doesn't like it when one object speaks to the other directly. It gets mad sometimes when that happens. So they're describing as, the mediator should be a person wouldn't like normally the others talk to each other. So no, everybody should only speak through him. What's the explanation for this? It reduces coupling between objects. Instead of knowing some other objects, somebody should know only them, the mediator. So the mediator manages all those processes and act as the mediator of them. So we create the interface to say all of that. But I'm trying to see, the mediator himself, yeah. Whether we need to push this through that or this. No, I'm trying to define what the responsibility of this, because if we now push this code into Mediator, we should be fine, because we can do that, right? Let's do one at a time then. This is not really, we're not going to learn much about Kotlin here. This is just, putting an object in, to take care of the communication, right? So it could be up to us that, whatever makes sense to make the manager as, it's fine, that's how I'm seeing this. But anyway, so if this needs to happen, let's bring in this mix here then, right? Get rid of this. So this we can do, no, yeah, we can do this too, right? Because Yeah, that's what this was doing before. So now we have moved all that logic into this, and we are done, right? So, but I'm thinking, is it the right thing to do? So now, if you look at the manager is the one should be speaking to everyone on behalf. But then we still have these guys talking to the others and all that, no? So how do we get rid of that? Let's now look at the example, and see, I mean, how does the manager look, so that, I mean, what sort of design pattern he wants to get, the finalize it as, Okay. Because, I mean, we can leave it like that, but let's see, I mean, how is he? Yeah, mediator here. That's the manager he's creating. Is all good. So, okay. So, right. So some other Boolean they need to pass in. Kenny is eating. He's coming up with some, dumb sleeping, eating things. Does my code? Kenny, does my code work? Yeah, it's just a simple Boolean. And then if they're not available, he's going to Brad or somebody. Eating, does my work? Yeah. So he is also having a QA as an employee. He's telling it's a parrot and things like that. We wanted to make it more obvious as, I mean, what the employees would do. But here, see this eating and this and that, he's saying because he's a parrot and, he's just playing. I mean, just making a bit of fun of this thing, So my company, so this is how it should look where we are at the moment. So my company, task completed. Someone tells, I mean, it's a major release or not. And we ask the product manager. That's what our manager, right? So we have a manager. We ask this manager, and the manager is thing. And at the moment, Michael is the manager. Manager he checks on Kenny. Kenny, who's Kenny? He's QA, right? Yeah. So he's the QA. If he's eating and sleeping, then he goes to Brad. Okay. He's talking to the people, you see? So they don't have, Kenny doesn't have any relationship with any others. So yes, okay, this is what I want to check. So Michael as a manager will be doing all the communication. So we need to solve our problem exactly like this as well, right? So no, we shouldn't be having any dependencies. This might be the finished version of the code, right? This is the solution, as what he's explaining as the mediator should do, right? So can you understand it, guys? I mean, we should now get rid of these dependencies. Now we have, Nila knowing Jason. No, Michael should be knowing Jason and Nila. Sorry, not Michael. In our case, Charit. Yeah. So yeah, Charit knows Jason, Nila, and everyone. Yeah. So they should be doing the check and allocating things. So right. So immediately we have to now get rid of this, right? Because we're going to tell the manager to do this, right? So how this with the design pattern we are dealing with, which is the mediator. So of course, no dependencies here. Right as well. So we are not going to have this talk. Yeah. Now we need to let the mediator decide on this, right? Yeah. How do we get there? So yeah. So let's come to that. And then right. Okay. So now the mediator is going to wish for this, right? So if it's all good, he first needs to, it's all good needs to be answered through the checks. So he checks QAs on holiday. If he's not the number one QA, Rohit, he asks him to test. QA tells what this and that. Else, right. So he asks, okay, QA doesn't pass. The QA1 asks to fix. No, now there should be a function here, I think. Ask to fix. Yes, I'm seeing it. Yeah, because this is obvious, right? Ask to fix code. Now, how does the manager make sure of that? He will pick the QAs, right? He will ask Nila now. So he will say, so this should also need to return Boolean and this and that. It's a function, of course. Sometimes simple things, would become a bit harder to manage. You see, I thought this is a simple example, but a lot of thought process should go into this, to come up with a problem and trying to get to a solution, Right. Anyway, yeah. So we're doing this part, right? Manager is asking Nila to carry on with. So Nila, oh no, lead dev, no? Lead dev dot yeah, he can check and this and that, right? So he can like exactly what we had before. No, this is fixing the code. Yeah, this code exactly like this. So how? No. Yeah. Okay. So he will first need learn it's not lead dev is not on holiday. If not, then he would then I think the fixing code for Nila would be functioning. Like what? Yeah, they will that's repeating there. Yeah. Okay. So she will fix the code. Yeah. So manager is checking here. Ask to fix code is happening, calling lead dev and asking them to fix the code. Yeah. Because that then the job is done, right? Here we can even say return true or not, whatever. Right. So because now we are getting rid of even speaking to the others and all that through the manager. Manager is going to say, I will need to take care of fixing the code now because the QA is saying it's not passing, right? The QA is saying I can't pass this, so you need to ask somebody to fix the code. I have no idea, right? That this bit. Manager is finding out QA is failing the test. Manager is asking to fix the code, which is here, by calling the lead dev by himself. You see, before the QA was asking the lead dev to fix it, but now we are, putting a pipe through the manager. You see the way we are breaking it out and putting stuff into this, right? So, okay, how do we do that for getting the approval? So we can also do that, right? So we are coming into this bit. So here it's saying QA1 is on holiday. So manager cannot go ahead. And then the next option here is checking the QA2. But QA2 is not on holiday. The QA2 should get an approval kind of to get an approval from his senior. So that should be coming through. It should be communicated through who? The manager, right? So we'll have these functions here. Yeah, that's how we can kind of chain it up, no? I mean, make this as a mediator taking care of all the communication, right? So it will become basically that. And then, yeah, this is also a Boolean flag return. But then what we had was here. Where is that? Oh no, we got rid of it because we want to get into this. No, we want to put that into this. So we can say return. How do we ask? So he will ask QA1. Yeah, is approved or not? Whether he can approve on behalf of this, Yeah, you see that, right, guys?
Yeah.
Everything is going through the manager now, rather than
Yeah.
before into those objects were talking to each other, knowing dependencies from one to the other and all that. Now we're getting rid of all of that, and now we are starting to put everything to go through the manager. Manager will take over the responsibility. That's what we said as this would do, no? The mediator. Everyone will tell the mediator saying, no, mediator will in this case, nobody's talking to the mediator directly. when we want to do something, we are asking, the mediator is now choosing which ones to bring in as, right? Okay, okay, let's draw this again. So before we had so these are the QAs, right? I'm picturing the game. So we had QAs. Let's draw the problem what we had before in this context. And we have a lead dev and then a dev, right? This is what we had, right? Before, and here's the company. Here's the company, right? Company wants to release an app, right? So when we want to release an app, you want to get a yes or no, yeah? How is he getting the yes or no? By calling these guys. So in the company, we first came into QA1, checked QA1. If QA1 is not available, we ask QA, okay, how do I draw this? If the company wants to release the app, there was a function. That function called this mix of people, right? And those mix of people started talking to each other. And one example was when QA1 started testing. No, sorry, when QA1 wasn't available, we chose QA2, but the QA2 had to get an approval from QA1 before he started testing. So he knew who is QA1, right? Just one example. Come into that bit at least, yeah, and then see how did we break that out from the mediator. Now what we're doing is in the mediator, yeah, rather than calling QA1 and see whether the QA1 is available or not, and then call QA2, we call the mediator, right, which is the manager in this case. The manager will check whether he's available. If not, he will get an approval for QA2 from him and then ask this to test. You see, now, this is getting cut off, no dependencies in between these two guys. Everything is kept in the mediator, the manager himself, taking care of what to do on every situation. And also these are going out as well, yeah. So it's only this. That's what, we have just one function in this, saying manager is all good. Yeah. Yeah. This is what we are pretty much into this at the moment, isn't it? The situation we are in at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Any question? Yeah. So if you open this up, that's what we have now. So we have company. We only know a manager. We only talk to the manager. We say it's all good. And that function is knowing everybody and taking the interim communication as well. So if the lead dev needs to come in, called in to fix the code, he will use it. And if you want to get an approval on behalf of QA2 to carry on here, QA2, if QA2 can start testing and carry on, but if they need to call QA1 to get an approval, he will do that. You see, that's how this will be a mediator, according to what the definition is. So the mediator will take care of the things. Someone take up the responsibility on someone's behalf. Yeah. Right. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it, really. That's why I'm saying it. Like, a mediator will look in the end, according to this, example and how we started. Yeah. So now, we have no one knows anyone. But before we started with, somebody knows somebody and this and that. But now everything is going through this. Yeah, that's the media dependence soaking. Honestly speaking, I never come across using this heavily. I might have used this somewhere there and here, but in a very simple way, a small way. But I never got into a lot of objects talking to a lot of things because of that function would be doing that. A function. I never got into a function doing this. A lot of checks. I never worked. Maybe I never come across a system like that. You know, a function would be dealing with a lot of these objects. A lot of them, when we say a lot of them, I never saw anything more than two, you know. But here it's saying, I mean, if there are many and they have to be communicated, now this mediator, in this case, the manager chariot, will take care of it, you know. But this is the book talking about, you know, I mean, and showing it as an example, you know, how can we have a mediator so that all the other objects are very standalone. They have no dependencies on each other and all that. All that dependencies are kept here now. How do they speak to other? They are going through the mediator, no? Isn't it? Yeah. So, but honestly, I haven't come across.
Where are they connected to the manager?
Say it again, please.
Where are they connected to the manager?
Where are they connecting? Yeah, the
Yeah.
manager is connecting. Manager is connecting people up, right? So, for an example, in this case, you know, when we wanted the
Oh, okay,
QA2
yeah.
test, he calls QA1 to get approval. Before QA2 is
Okay.
knowing Rohit to get approval, right?
So
Yeah,
he's the only one that knows
everybody.
everybody.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And all the decision he will be making. You see, before, yeah, QA2, which is Adam, to get an approval, he called Rohit to get an
Yeah.
approval. Now all
Hmm.
that's gone. Now he makes that call. He says,
Hmm.
okay, before I give this to Adam, I need to check QA1, who is Rohit, whether he can give approval for Adam to test. All that's now pushed into Mediator, you know.
Hmm.
Whereas this we had into Rohit, no, into Adam, right?
Hmm.
Is getting approval from QA1. Yeah. Yeah. So I just want to put this as a real case problem and see how we can, you know, use a mediator to do whatever that thing is saying, the mediator is
Hmm.
saying. So mediator is
I
saying,
like this pattern actually.
yeah, okay. But if you that's the thing, right? If you get into why do you like it though? Why so far you like it?
Just because
Mm,
I can think of a
mm,
lot of objects that need managing, and you
mm.
can only, and it's good that you can do it in one place, no matter
Yeah,
how many objects you've got.
correct. That's a good explanation as well. One place, right? So now if we ever want to release the app, we just open the manager up, the class manager up, you know, which is this, and we check what's going on. And he's talking on behalf of people as well. So everything, every kind of communication is managed here. You see?
Mm.
Yeah.
It
Rather
reminds
than
me of a view model.
yeah, but then the view model can have dependencies, and those dependencies can have dependencies, right? But here, as in, I mean, he doesn't want all the other rest of the people who are involved knowing each other.
Oh yeah,
So
that's correct. Yeah.
yeah, so he has all the dependencies, but he wants these dependencies to be standalone. He
Hmm.
doesn't want these guys having any dependencies to other. So these guys don't know anything about others in the company. Whereas the mediator is the one knowing everything, all sorts of things needs to happen, as well as all the dependencies, you see? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's what the design pattern is saying, because of then for the reason, you know, because of, then, all the complexity and the dependencies involved are kept in this class. But we can argue in another way that, I mean, what if this is growing and, we're not extracting things out and, we're not, this is getting coupled with a lot of things, right? That
Mm.
is also not good, but maybe for a certain degree, we can, if we think, this is the best place to keep all that, complexity, dealing with things and,